Let's get going with this 15-minute calisthenics leg workout that you can do at home as a follow along with me with no equipment. We're going to start off with a warm-up consisting of 4 exercises, 40 seconds each for 1 round, starting with some good mornings to squats. So hands behind your ears like this. We're going to hinge into a good morning, back up, and then drop into a squat. As I do the good morning, I'm going to keep a nice open chest position, hands behind my ears, and with the squat, I like some counterbalance out with my arms. So hinge, and then squat. With the hinge, you should feel a nice hamstring stretch down the back of your legs. And with the squat, we're aiming for knees over toes, big bend at the knee. Okay, we're going to go into a press-up position. Take your left foot on the outside of the left hand, turn and point to the ceiling, and then we're going to go with the other side, return the foot, take the right foot outside of the right hand, turn and point. One other thing I want you to focus on is I want you to keep the back leg nice and straight, keeping some length down the quad and hip flexor. Next, drop onto your left knee, and we're going to do some ankle circles with this right ankle. So I'm putting my left hand on the heel, right hand is helping add force as I put my knee forwards and over the toe. And get ready to change direction of your circles, going back the other way. So I'm planting the heel down with that left hand, adding force into the stretch, and you try to close the distance between your shin and top of your foot with your shoelaces as much as possible, maximizing that range of motion in the ankle. Switch to the other side. Ankle mobility is really important for a lot of calisthenics movements with the lower body. Close off that shin to shoelace angle, lean some body weight into it, and change in direction. Okay, let's get into the main strength section. We're going to do 6 40-20 intervals for 2 rounds with a break in between. We're going to start off with a narrow split squat. So if we start with your left foot back, your right foot forwards, I want your left toes about 6 inches behind the front right heel. And we're going to put all our weight into this front right leg, and we're going to drop into a split squat. So dropping down, trying to put as much weight as I can in this front right leg. Now the back heel on the left foot is going to be off the floor, but the heel of that front right leg should stay down. I'm trying to keep as upright position as I can with my torso. You can see I'm bringing my arms out to help with a bit of counterbalance. Now I'm going to try and minimize the assistance of that back leg. You could even take it off for the first half and then just catch yourself at the bottom of your toe and maybe take it off again as you come back up. Finish your rep, don't worry about the beeper too much. Okay, take a short break, we're going to go to the other side. So we'll be shifting your left foot forwards, your right foot toes are going to be about 6 inches behind your left heel. All our weight's now into this front left leg. Squatting down, minimizing the assistance with that back foot, maximizing that angle at the ankle, letting the knee come forwards over the toe without the heel lifting. If you want to make it more advanced, we can take this back foot off to start with. Just catch yourself in the bottom, and then you could take it away again as it gets you out of that base position. Don't worry about doing that though, feel free to keep the back toe on the floor the whole time. Try to avoid the knee collapsing in and finish your reps off. Okay, we're going to go for a different movement now, doing more lateral movement. So you're going to stand with your feet fairly wide. We're going to do some Cossacks. You need to have a little bit of room left to do some lateral lunges. As we come down, we're going to point one toe to the ceiling. So lunging down, going back to the center, and then drop into the other side. I'm going to slightly face my body towards that upward pointing foot, keeping the legs straight, feeling a nice stretch down the inner hamstrings and adductors. With this bent leg, I want you to keep the knee pushed out wide. Don't collapse this in. We want to keep that pushed out to keep a healthy knee position. You might not get as far, but at least you're doing it right that way. Okay, we've got some reverse Nordics. I'm going to double my mat up because it'll give me a bit better knee cushion. I'm going to be leaning back. Got my feet pointing backwards, but you could tuck your toes under. I think you'll get a better range of motion like this. So we're going to lean back. I'm going to put my arms out for a bit of counterbalance, and then keeping that straight line, we're going to come back up to the top. So go as far as you can, but keep your glutes tight, ribs tucked in, pulling back up. So a more beginner variation would just be maybe stopping here. If you can keep going. And if you want to make it even more advanced, just keep your hands crossed across your shoulders like this. And then it'll be a little bit more weight to push back up. Great job, okay. We're gonna hit down the back of the body now. Now you can either do a reverse plank march with me, or you could just do a static reverse plank hold up at the top. I'm going to do it on my knuckles, but feel free to do it on the flats of your palms. It's just down to preference. So hips up first, draw the ribs in, and then we're going to march the legs. If you've just gone for the reverse plank, just ignore the march and hold that top high glute bridge position. So as I take one leg off, I'm trying to maintain that hip height, trying not to let my glutes dip down towards the mat. Shoulder blades pinched together, chest nice and proud. You'll feel a bit of hamstring tension up the back of your leg as you release one leg support. Great job, okay. This next one's gonna be a tough one. We're gonna do some pistol squats. Now, if you can't do a pistol squat, just opt for a narrow stance, regular bodyweight squat. And if you've got heel elevation, that will help for both the pistols or the narrow squats. I'm gonna try without for this one. So alternating legs. Now you could just do a shallower depth pistol. You could also sit on a chair or a box for your pistols. Or as I said before, feel free to just opt for a narrow stance, very upright bodyweight squat. Heel elevation will be your friend on these. And if you've got very good ankle mobility, you might be able to do the full thing like this. Try not to let that front knee collapse in, whatever variation you're doing. Great job. Take a short rest and we'll go again with those exercises for a second round.
If you're looking to level up your training and experience significant strength development, try my Calisthenics Evolution Plan, available as a one-off ebook and also included in the TPT Studio members area via the workout plans section. The plan includes 4 meticulously crafted reps and set style calisthenics workouts for optimal strength development. Each exercise includes beginner, intermediate and advanced options with video demos, making it suitable for all abilities and giving you progressions to work up through. Check it out via the link in this video's description after your workout.
All my weights in that front leg or at least I'm trying to do that. Keep an upright position, knee forwards over the toe. This is a good one for working on building the ankle mobility and single leg strength, progressing you up towards that final pistol squat that you saw. But don't worry if you can't get the pistols yet, you just opt for those narrow squats for now until you've got enough strength. Okay, left foot forwards, right foot a couple of inches behind, all my weight's in that front leg. If you're feeling good, try and delay the assistance of that back leg until you need it just at the bottom, and then release the assistance as early as you can, almost doing just a full single leg squat, but most people will require some help just in the bottom part. Onto those Cossacks now. So fairly wide stance, feet symmetrical and maybe slightly turned out. Roll your mats up or get a cushion for these reverse Nordics to make it more comfortable. If you're finding mobility is a challenge and your flexibility is not good enough for some of these, check out my mobility and flexibility playlist on the channel. There's loads of follow-alongs on there that you could do to help improve that, which will really help support this calisthenics work. As you can tell from the pistol squats and the Cossacks, it's not just about strength, it's about strength and flexibility. That's the beauty of calisthenics really, is it makes you a nice all-round athlete, helping you to be strong in the end ranges of motion. Hitting down the posterior chain, which just means up the back of the body, with these either just reverse plank hold or a reverse plank alternating march. Hands can be flat or you can do it on the knuckles, whatever feels most comfortable. I'm doing my best to maintain my hip height, but try not to drop too low. Onto those pistols. Now I'm going to use some heel elevation. I've got these wedges. You could use a plate or even a book. It's just going to make it a little bit easier. If you've got the narrow squats as you swap, heel elevation will help on those as well. So you'll see that it's a bit more comfortable for me to stop in this bottom position with that high heel. That's the difference that better ankle mobility can make as well. Even without anything to elevate your heel, it'll make it easier to close off that shin to shoelace angle, staying upright. And that's the workout complete. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find that and where in the world are you following along from? Don't go anywhere though. If you want to keep working out with me, here's a calisthenics workout that you could try right now, or here's a cool down stretch if you're ready to finish for the day. See you in one of those.